Big up, guys. What's good? It's your boy, Marken. Haven't been around all day, missing in action, just like the strikers, missing their chances. I apologize, everyone. Big up to all of you. I had some unexpected meetings today in the middle of the day, so I wasn't able to stream live. And then I had a major headache, guys, so I was just lying down there thinking, man, I'm missing in action like the Man United strikers. The fans, the guys on the team, everyone, all of you guys are gonna be mad at me, disappointed. You know what I mean? I let you down today. I wasn't around this morning to give you that little bit of optimism and positivity after reaction. I wasn't around today at midday. You know what I mean? So, guys, big up to all of you. I hope you guys are having a great day. I know it's not all happy days because I think we're all disappointed about the draw last night. Big up to Joe Blackman in the building. Big up to Rasta Stocks. Yeah, brother, what can I say? Same old situation. Will Man United, my brother, coming in saying, can't keep drawing in that competition forever. We have a few more games in there. Don't get the 3 points, and I'm sorry, we'll be out of Europe or long knockouts are incoming. And Sell Anthony, bro. 3 points at the weekend. Don't want to hear any excuses anymore. He has the players there. Something's not clicking, and if I hear rebuild this, rebuild that, I'm gonna lose my mind. 600 mil he's had. Will, I agree with you, buddy. He has to show some results. We have to get up. We had to get the 3 points yesterday. We didn't. 2 points lost. Points dropped. That's my opinion. We have to get the result this weekend away on Sunday. We have to come up big. We have to get the job done. We have to go in there and get the job done. 2-1, 3-2, 3-1, 1-0. We need 3 points. You know what I'm saying, guys? Yeah, it's one of those times. I'm sorry, but I can't trust these players anymore. I was player FC long time ago. Those players retired. You can't back these players because you cannot polish a third. A third, I mean. As for the manager, my mouth is zipped. Big up to Will. I know there's, lots of emotions right now. I know lots of you guys are not having it. Not having it. And I don't dispute, guys. I think we shouldn't be accepting some of the situations as it stands as fans. You know what I mean? I think it's a lot to be going off, and we need to do better. We need to get ourselves into a situation where it's not the same old, same old. And you guys, I'm Ten Hag in. Big up to Stephanie G. Sorry about this morning and sorry about lunchtime, guys. Sorry about that, Steph. But big up to you. I wonder how you feel about it. I was disappointed after the game, disappointed in the performance. I think we should have done a better job. Of course, I didn't think it was a terrible game by the team. I didn't think it was a terrible performance. We made a big mistake and got punished. It's just weird that we don't punish the mistakes every time other teams make them, but they punish us when we make them. The one mistake we really made, punished. Lindelof, you got to do better, buddy. You can't leave it for Nana. You clear the danger, buddy. You got Delo getting strays. You got Martinez looking like, why didn't you just head the ball away? You just let it bounce. Could have win a 1-0. We have to start closing games out. I think Ugarte had a good performance. Big up to Will. I'll give Ugarte and Onana their forwards. The rest can 0-1-2-1-2-1, buddy. Yeah, I get you, bro. I get you. And to be fair, I think Ugarte had really good moments. Onana had some good saves. I was like, whoa. You know what I mean? Of course, I was mad at the goal. Of course, I felt like Victor Lindelof thought he was playing with De Gea because De Gea would have came for that. Onana doesn't come. You got to clear the danger. Onana stays on his line. No offense to Onana. He did a great job saving otherwise. Guys have to make better decisions. You know what I'm saying? In the presser, Mourinho is happy both his team got a point each. 100%. We gave them that point. We helped them. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I would say Mourinho was right. We're going up and down. We're having some tumultuous situations and times, but we will be successful. You know what I mean? Like everyone thought it was gonna be a much tougher game than it was. Let's be honest. When we saw that lineup, a lot of us was confused. Mazarari was key in the first goal, key in and lots of big moments in the game when we were almost able to score. So I'm looking at it like, let's be honest, it's not that bad. Of course, we need to start getting the results. So from here on out, he needs to be bringing 3 points in every match that he plays. But yeah, we're seeing better improvement. You know what I mean? Better games overall, better performances, a little bit of fight from some of these players. Of course, I was backing Marcus Rashford to have a big game last night. I felt like after he got the yellow card, he disappeared. I don't know about what you guys think, but I felt like I wanted to see Ahmad from the second half because I didn't want him to get bullied. But he came on late, late, late because Anthony came on before and then got injured. Felt disappointed there because I was wearing my Anthony kit yesterday and yeah, I was like mad, bro. But Ahmad came on and I was expecting a little bit more. But you know what? I felt like at that point, a lot of the team was, yeah, they was like, yeah, we need to do better, guys. We need to do better. I didn't watch the game. It was far too late, like 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. here. Yeah, I know that, buddy. I had some games like that. I was in the pub watching it. 4 pints of Guinness was a mess in the morning. 4 pints? At least I beat you, Steph. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Big up to you, Stephanie. Hope you had a great night. Anyways, you know what I mean? Salman Khan is saying, sack Ten Hag. Eric Ten Hag sack. Yeah, bro, I get you. I get you. Mark Ladd, I think Ahmad's head's gone. Look how angry and upset the lad looks. Anthony shouldn't be coming on doing fancy flicks, and then what does he do? Hurt himself trying flicks. Well, Will, I think there should be competition regardless. Of course, we all know that we would like Ahmad to start, get more game time. But he has, as you said, I think his head has gone. And he needs to remain focused for himself because when Garnacho had his first full season, he got a lot of criticism. He didn't start every single game. There were some games he came on. And I believe as a young player, especially as a young player, you have to be a little patient. I know it gets frustrating waiting for your chance, especially when you think you're performing better than the people getting the nod in front of you. But you have to take your chances when you get them too. You can't demand it like if you're already established. I mean, he hasn't really won us anything, to be fair. So it's like I understand, I get it. I think Ten Hag should play more. I do agree with that, but he also supposed to keep his head and try to be a little bit more like do his business when he gets a chance and make that be the reason that he sticks to Ten Hag publicly every time his performance on the pitch is saying to Ten Hag, you have to play me more. I think that's how it works. I don't think it's about, we think he's great, so he should play. I think it's about the performances demanding that you play. What the hell was that gun? Bro. Playing Lindelof, he is what I call slow like a turtle. I call him Turtle Mark. Well, I used to call him Lindel Soft because he's not that physically, aggressive. And I thought that was what was lacking. And I was terrified that there was going to be a moment like that even before the game. I never wanted to see that guy come into the game. I was really, really mad. Trust, guys, trust. Still can't believe Dallo non-pass to Rashford. Did it really happen so bad? We had good chances. We should have won the game. Yeah, I think Dallo and Mazarawi as well. Mazarawi should have passed him. There's a moment where Mazarawi was on the box and he could have passed to Rashford on the right, or he could have given it to Hoyland, I believe, and he tried to shoot or something like that. That was crazy. The Stephanie, big up to Steph. Germany, GK Neuer would have to claim that cross. Yeah, 100%, Jack Reacher. This is the kind of things a keeper needs to do. Just come out and claim it right there. Normal days. Onana stuck on his line. I was mad. Could have understood if Zirkzee played at the 10 with Hoyland ahead of him. Yeah, but you know what I mean, Steph? I kind of think Mazarawi did okay. He did pretty good. You know what I mean? So it's like a weird one. You know what I mean? Big up to you, Kingdom FC as well. Yeah, yeah. Steph, Bruno would have scored. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. I'm okay, frustrated as a Man United diehard that we can't go on a winning run. Jim, I don't know if that's part of the reason I have a headache all day because I'm like, yo, we needed the points. We really needed it for the fans. We needed it. We needed it, not the team, but we needed that 3 points last night. Forest play Leicester tonight. They could be 3 points more ahead with Chris Wood on fire. Yeah, Forest has been really good. I have to do my predictions. Damn. I'm at the bottom of the prediction league right now. I don't even care, bro. Man United needs to start winning. I'm not too really excited because we're not doing too well, and I want to see us improve, guys. And that's where I get my real joy from when I watch football, and I could watch the rivals with a little bit more, impetus because I know we're doing well as well. But now it's like tough. But you know what? I'm gonna say it now, guys. We're getting the 3 points this weekend. I can feel it. I can't I won't dare say, guys, that we've turned a corner. But I think if we can't win, we will not lose. And I'm confident that we won't lose games right at this moment. Like I know a lot of people were like going into the game with Jose Mourinho and Fenerbahce saying, Jose is going to have a plan or whatnot or whatnot. Even if he had a plan, I was like, we're not going to lose. The worst case is we're going to get a draw, guys. And I might sound weak. I might sound like my standards are low, and I apologize if that's what I come across as, but it's not what I mean. But there were games last season I was more worried we would lose. And now I'm not worried about losing. I'm only worried about getting a draw if I don't win. And I think for me that's a positive. But we can see it as different. We can see a different perspective. I could be wrong. I'm a hold it if I'm wrong. A game of football is about being psychologically strong, and this is where the problem lies. We are not 100%, Jim. And this is why I don't get some of the other content creators and the news and the media and some fans saying, why doesn't he criticize the players? You know, you can clearly see why he protects them because they're not physically strong, psychologically strong. So you have to protect their minds all the time. You have to protect, and he stands like a father protecting his kids. In every press conference, he takes all the heat, all the heat. Everything is on him, and I think these guys need to stand up, wake up, smell the coffee, and realize, yo, we are being protected by our manager. If we can't do it now for ourselves, we got to do it for him, for Man United, for the fans. And I know a lot of people say that the manager's supposed to inspire the players to win games. Bro, you're playing for Man United. You're supposed to be inspired to win for Man United before you be inspired to play for a manager. And even above all that, you're supposed to be inspired to win for the fans. So for me, I'm so real, guys. I'm telling you now, I think I'm so sick of people talking shit about the manager. So manager's supposed to inspire players. Nah, bruv. That's on tiny football clubs when they're playing against giants like Manchester United and Madrid. You know what I mean? When you're playing for a giant in world football, that's supposed to inspire you more than anything else because you're already at the level where people could recognize you. You would be nowhere if no one saw you on Manchester United in a Man United kit or Real Madrid kit. You'd be nowhere. And then you got an outlet to perform at your best and everyone can see and cheer for you. That's supposed to be inspiring enough, if I'm being honest. Then you get these ridiculous salaries. You get to fly all over Europe playing football for a living. If that doesn't make you excited to kick a ball week in, week out, imagine the bonuses some of these guys get. 50K for scoring a goal. Wouldn't you want to score a goal week in, week out? 50K, 20K, 10K for different clubs. It varies, guys. Trust me, man. Like, I be so real, guys. I don't understand how some of these players don't give better efforts more consistently with all these bonuses, all these nice things, and all this opportunity right in front of them. Since when did football go from wanting to be the best footballer, the best in the world, to just making money and smiling? It's weird. Bro, I stopped reading things about Samuel Locker since they kicked him out of the press conference. You know what I mean? I'm giving these guys the Fergie treatment. If Fergie says get rid of him, I don't think about you no more. You know what I mean? So some of these reporters like Lockers and some of those guys who are mad because they got kicked out of pressers and they just want to play like, well, okay, we still got connections and we got the heat. Nah, bro. If you're not with it, I'm not paying attention. If you're not part of the club pressers, you can't get my reading time. I'm telling you now. We are set up not to lose matches and to only win games by the odd goal. Still need more clinicality than Rashford left foot shot shows it to make it 2-0. We win. Trust Seth. Did you see it? It came off the inside just on the just be yo, an inch turn or half inch centimeter spin on that ball more is goal. And I'm like, wow, wow, crazy. Project managers have finished since Pep came in. Only project managers to go to championship level to get them promoted. Now it's 3-year plans with prem managers. Now you can see it. Yeah, I mean, in a way, but at the same time, I don't think that's the only way. I know a lot of people thinking about there's a change and you should follow trends, but I don't think Pep ever followed a trend because back then everybody favored two striker formations and Pep didn't. You know what I mean? So I think following trends sometimes is good, but doing your own thing, being original, staying true to yourself, sometimes it's better. Because then when you achieve, people respect you. And then people want to be like you. And we used to be that guy. Man United, we were trendsetters, guys. It's weird to me that fans want us now to start following the way Man City plays. Like they look at our team and they say, well, we're doing it wrong because Man City doesn't do this. Man City does it differently. Pep would have done this. Man City players would have recycled the ball there. Guys, since when we want to play the exact same football as any other team in the world? That's so weird to me. That's so weird because we used to play our own style of football when I was growing up under Ferguson. And nobody could tell me we never played counter-attacking football. Nobody could never tell me we never played attacking football. And nobody could tell me we never tried to play for draw games sometime under Alex Ferguson. Alex Ferguson had one of the most random substitution policies and rotations I have ever seen. I, I could call many strikers who scored braces, and the next game they're on the bench for 70 minutes. So, guys, it's weird. It's a weird one. You know what I mean? I'm gonna drop the link in a bit for you guys. You know, I was planning to have a short conversation because I wanted to come back like around 7:30 UK and give you guys the manager's press conference and have a conversation in general. So if you guys in the chat rather call in right now, or we can come back at 7:30 and do the manager's press conference as well. Just let me know in the chat. You know what I mean? I'll drop a poll really quickly as well, and you guys could tell me what you think because yeah, you know what I mean. This is just a match. Oh, let me just drop the link regardless. I'll stay for 10 minutes and have you guys react a little bit as well, and then I'll just come back and do the presser later anyway. But yeah, come in and have your say, guys. Big up and Bo TV. If you want to come in and have your say, Ten Hag is a fraud, mate. Guy will ruin our football club if we don't sack him now. What make you think that? And I mean, Ahmad never played for the manager who signed him but 2 games. So if anything, he's given Ahmad all the opportunity to play, brother. I mean, you guys need to remember, Ahmad was signed in 2019 for 40 million euros. He's been here for almost 5 years now, and he couldn't make the team. He never got chances under the coaches that signed him, bro. I don't know why you guys are making up stuff like if he's just the second coming of no one. You know what I mean? He's not even half as good as Mason Greenwood was. So I don't even know why you guys are acting like, yo, I mean, he's good, but he's a lot of development to go. He's 22 and he plays with the maturity of Garnacho at 20 years old, which is not good enough for me. I mean, Mason
Yo,
Greenwood is the same age, bro. Like, do you think Mason Greenwood is older than him? And in fact, Mason Greenwood is 8 months younger than Amad Diallo. I don't know, man. Big up to you, Bailey Tech. What's good, my brother? Hope you're well. Big up to
just cut.
Alex Adu in the building as well. Blessings to you as well, Alex. Hope you're having a great day, buddy.
I
Ruthless
just
and
wanna,
ruthlessness is what wins stroke. 100%, bro. 100%. What's good, homie?
I just wanna touch on this Ahmed Diallo thing, right? Now, Ahmed Diallo, he started this season playing quite well, and then he sort of tapered off. And as you can remember, in the beginning of the season, who was he benching? He was benching Garnacho. Garnacho wasn't playing in the beginning of the season, and neither was Anthony. Anthony most probably gets paid more than both of them combined. So he is more of a senior player than Ahmad and Garnacho, right? So I, at the time when Ahmad was starting, I was happy for Ahmad to be starting on the basis of how he played in the preseason. He looks like one of our most dangerous attacker, even more dangerous than Rashford is, right? So I was happy for this guy to start the season and be playing. But then at some point, I started to see him sort of taper off a bit. So, rightly so, he even gave an interview saying, when they asked him, what do you need to do to stay in the team? He said he needs to score and assist more. Yeah. The only time he showed up on the goal scoring sheet was after his stepmother died. That was the game after his stepmother died. And since then, he hasn't really done anything of note. So the managers dropped him for a guy who was actually scoring and assisting off the bench. He basically forced his way into the team. This is like the same way Cristiano did when Cristiano was coming up. Like Cristiano didn't just come into the team. Cristiano was getting 10 minutes here or there against Bolton, 10 minutes here or there against this team, get 10 minutes here. But when he was playing, he would come on the pitch and do something. So either he's scoring or he's assisting or he's winning us a penalty or he's doing something of note to help us win the game. But the problem that Mohamed Diallo has now started to have is that he took his place in the team for granted to the point where he knew what he had to do going into games and he wasn't doing it. And now he's got a certain section of the fan base screaming, why isn't he not playing in the number 10? Hold on. When did the manager play him in the number 10? When did the manager say he sees him as a number 10? Like, this is madness. Yes, he played it for Sunderland, but do Sunderland play the same way Man United play? They
But
don't.
he's our best player, bro.
No, he's not our best player.
Come, let him finish, bro, and
Why,
then I'll
why,
let it go.
why do
I do.
people lie? Why do people lie? Listen, he's nowhere near the level of Garnacho. Talk less
Are
of
you
Rashford.
mad, bro?
He's
Do
nowhere
you,
near. He's nowhere
bro?
near. He's not. Listen, let me talk. He's not done nothing in football.
What have
He,
Garnacho done in football,
he's not done anything in football. He's not. He's not done anything of note in football. The only
bro?
thing I
Bro,
know,
you don't know what you
hold
are
on. The
saying.
only thing I've known
And
him to do,
I second you.
the
I
only
second
thing
you.
I've known him to do, the only thing
I
I've known
confess.
him
I
to
second
do
you.
is to score that goal against Liverpool. But Anthony has scored against Barcelona. Anthony has
so
scored
football is all
against
about
Liverpool.
scoring.
Anthony has
Football,
scored. No, Anthony has scored against Man City. But we
Please,
don't rate
man,
that.
move this down. Let's go one by
We
one.
so
don't
football
rate that.
again
Fix.
is all
That's
about
not
scoring.
fix. Yeah, don't jump out and
Wait,
come
wait,
back in your mic doing the pop thing. Right? So
wait.
just jump
Hold
out,
on.
I'll bring you back up.
We don't
I'm going to give
rate.
him 2 seconds and finish and you'll
We don't rate
have
what
your say.
Anthony has done, yeah? Rightly so, because even though he's scored goals against big teams, he hasn't done enough to justify one, his price tag, and two, him constantly playing in the team all the time.
100.
Because many times he plays, he doesn't score, he doesn't assist, and he does really
Bro,
nothing
you are
to
talking about
influence.
stats here,
Wait,
bro.
Let him
hold on.
finish, bro. Let him finish. As soon as
He does
finish, you can have
nothing
your
to
say.
influence the attack. However, we have the likes of Rashford, people was begging for the manager to drop him, to drop him, to drop him. Now Rashford is scoring goals and assisting, and he's gone onto the right-hand side, and Garnacho's played his way into the team because he's scoring and assisting. Now people are like, why is Rashford playing? Are you guys crazy? We have problems with
Okay, listen to me.
scoring. Wait, hold on. We have problems with scoring goals. Goals win games.
So,
If you play,
okay,
hold on.
listen to me, listen
If
to me.
you are now favoring a guy who does not score, does not assist, you are taking away the goals from the team. You are taking away the assisting from the team. I'm not being funny, but that's like saying that Xerxes needs to play over Rasmus. You are taking away the goals and assisting from the team. How do we win games? And then when we don't win games, you're going to turn around and say, oh my God, this manager, the way he's setting
Bro,
people
you
up,
don't know
the
what you
way
are
he's
saying. You don't know what
misprofiling
you are saying.
people, the way he's doing
Bro,
this, the way he's
bro,
doing that.
bro, listen to me. You
Go
are
ahead.
talking about scoring goals. The last season, our front three was Garnacho, Rashford, and Rasmus. How many goals did we score? Did we score enough goals? Did we win that many games? You are talking of you see Ahmad and Garnacho, these are two different kind of footballers. But what Ahmad can give you, Garnacho cannot give you that. This manager has made us believe that these runners are the best players like Rasmus, Rashford and Garnacho. Bro, when you have Ahmad on the pitch, like he protects the ball, he look after the ball. Even for me, Anthony is better than Garnacho for me. Do you understand?
I mean, bro, I'm not trying to understand. I'm trying to understand what they're getting from Ahmad being on the pitch, keeping the ball. He not scoring
He
goals. He not
create he
assisting
create the most
goals.
chances in he
When
create the most chances this
when
season
in when
when he's played.
when
Huh?
in one
Huh?
game or in all the games he played? Because
Yeah, in all the games he's
if I
played.
was to tell you that Rashford is the one who have the most chances created, and actually Ahmad is like in terms of the attacking players, right? He is basically last. We're not even talking about Anthony. Anthony has only played 2 games. So we're talking about
Yeah,
Ahmad
yeah,
and the rest of attackers who play more than 4 games this season. He has the
yeah,
least chance to creation in all, the least
yeah,
output. No, I don't dislike Ahmad. I think he has to develop. I actually want him to
yeah.
start games. But I'm
Mark,
not
Mark.
saying if he doesn't
Mark, the thing
start,
is, yeah,
we go and lose.
yeah,
I don't
Mark, the
understand
thing
that
is, yeah,
statement.
this manager don't like footballers. Like that is the
Why?
problem.
Why you
He
why
only
you
like
think that?
runners because Garnacho is not better than Ahmad Diallo.
Okay, he wanted to keep Mason Greenwood, right? The choice was to sell Ahmad for 10 million and keep Mason Greenwood, right? And they decided to keep Ahmad, right? So the
Yeah,
manager is a clown then. Because the manager wanted to keep Mason Greenwood. But the structure said the fans don't want him because something outside of football that they can't prove or
yeah, I
whatever the
understand.
case is. Right? So you telling me Ahmad as a fan, get rid of Mason Greenwood, Ahmad will replace him. You had those thoughts as a football fan.
Bro, you
Do you
think Greenwood
actually
is
think
better than Ahmad?
Ahmad could even lace Mason Greenwood's right boot, bro? We're not even talking about his
Of
left foot.
course, bro.
No,
Of
we're not
course,
talking
bro.
about
Ahmad
Mason
is
left
our
foot.
best player. Ahmad is our best player, and he
So
has not been fairly treated.
Why Mason Greenwood bench him? And because Mason Greenwood came out the academy, Ahmad had to go to Rangers. And then he had to go to
Yeah,
Sunderland. Where you think he went there
yeah.
for? Who was he starting right
And
winger, bro? Mason Greenwood.
it
So
all
don't
comes down to the club.
no, it comes down to
That's
who's
why
the
we
better player,
that's why
bro.
we are not progressing because we never treat the good footballers right. Look at Sancho.
Oh, that's
This
weird,
manager,
man.
like in the preseason,
I don't know. That's a bit weird. The
What is
freeze.
that guy saying right up there?
Bro,
What
he
is he
says
saying? He
Ahmad is
says
the best
Ahmad is
player.
better than Greenwood.
When he come back, I'll
Bro,
bring him back up.
bro,
It
is that
doesn't
man?
matter, bro.
No, 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 no. It
Drex,
matters for me. No, no, no,
no, no,
Mark, don't
no.
do this.
Just let me know what you think about the game first. When he come back, we could go back to that. Because really and truly is a match reaction. And I really didn't want to talk about player versus player because I just don't like the fact that people make it seem like Ahmad is the answer. The man scored 2 goals in about 10 games and 1 assist or 2 assists. Bro, I'm not having it.
Okay. Let me keep it balanced here, right? I heard bro Bailey talk. I heard that guy talk. Let me keep it balanced. I've heard you talk. Let me go. Okay. First of all,
Forget Ahmad. React to the game
yes,
first.
that's what I want to do. First of all, the manager put out a team which all of us were taken by surprise. By what? By Mazraoui playing in the 10 role. Everybody was like, "What is this guy doing?" Right? We're gonna get, some people went as far as we're gonna get slapped. You know, this is, you're playing against Mourinho's side. You're listening to his mind game. Whatever you're trying to do, you're listening to him and what's not. The man, first half came, we were in the lead. Mazraoui was in the 10 position. We were in the lead, right? We saw the mistake. We saw a lot of us were like, if we, our weakness, which was the long ball over the top, if we don't deal with it, we'll get punished. We all said it at halftime. I remember everybody saying the same thing. Improve, 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 right? Now, fine, I hear that. Second half, we got, everybody knows, and this is what I'll put on the manager. Second half, everybody knows that United come out. Even that game against Brentford was a surprise to everybody. Like, you, how do United come out in the second half and we're gone blazing? Most of the time, United come out in the second half and they're looking like they're lost, which, in my opinion, happened yesterday. And we considered a goal from what we already saw in the first half. That wasn't because he played Mazraoui as a 10. That wasn't because Ahmad wasn't on the pitch. That was because there was a problem with the long ball, dealing with the long ball, and those guys saw it that they could use it, and they used it because Lindelof refused to jump. And the manager reacted immediately, took Lindelof out immediately, and put Lisandro Martinez in that position. Three long balls came in the same after Lindelof was taken off. Lisandro Martinez jumped and took care of it. Now, put Ericsson, the said Ericsson that was everybody's cup of tea for the number 10, that a lot of us said would play Ericsson in that position if they're not starting Ahmad. Put Ericsson in the number 10, and we had control of the game. We could have scored a second goal. For some reason, we did not get the second goal, right? Now, blame the manager. Oh, yes. Maybe if he had started Ahmad in the number 10 role, we would have won. That's an if, that's a shoulda, coulda, woulda situation. Blame the manager for that. Maybe if we had started Ahmad in that number 10, maybe we'd have got 4 goals in the first half against the Mourinho side and would have won that game. Blame it on the manager. But don't tell me that the reason why we lost that game was because Ahmad was not on the pitch.
Bro.
Because Casemiro, Ericsson, who's a more senior role, who's more experienced in the number 10 role, played the number 10 role for what? For almost 30 minutes. If I'm not mistaken, after the goal, 5 minutes later, Lindelof was off the pitch. Ericsson went to the number 10 role, and the game was, we had control of the game. So Ericsson played that role for another 30 minutes. Now, blame the manager for not sticking with Ahmad. Bro, you could blame the manager, but don't forget that this manager did not buy Ahmad. I'm going to come back to something. A lot of people were saying,
move on to the match, bro. Can we talk about the match?
That's what I want to say. That's not. I'm not going to go to Ahmad. I want to say something.
Bro, I hate this whole player thing, bro. Like,
I want to say something, bro. I want to say something relating to something. When this season started, right? Everybody was crying, play your best players, right? I said it. I even went as far as saying, I don't think my manager knows his best 11 yet. Play your best players. The manager was playing his best players, right? And all of a sudden, it was a problem because, okay, why is Garnacho coming off the bench? If Garnacho is coming off the bench to score you goals, why don't Garnacho start this game? Guess what the manager did? The manager actually put Rashford, who just scored, to the bench and started Garnacho and played Ahmad on the right wing. Everybody cried about it. So it's a case of whatever the manager does. That's what I'm driving at. Whatever the manager does,
bro,
he's not going to win.
Established that, bro.
Yeah. So
like,
for the game yesterday, for the game yesterday, that one mistake, right? Two of our problems were visible yesterday. The fact that we can't score goals, and the other one was our weakness was exposed. Those were our two problems yesterday. And the minute the manager dealt with the second one, which was the ball over the top, it felt like it was only a matter of time before we could score, but we couldn't score the goals.
Bro, that
Now,
goalkeeper, that worldy. Man, you know this is
I'm not going to talk. I'm not. No, I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that. It will look as an excuse.
Bro, like, I be so real watching football now. I don't even know what sometimes we be reacting to, bro, because Sometimes we sit here to talk about a football game,
Mark.
and people will come here and say the manager is responsible for why we're not
Mark,
scoring
it's
goals. Like,
it's
bro,
it's
like
it's no, Mark.
what?
Mark, you have to understand that it's a recurrent thing, right? Where they don't. It's like people are fed up, and I understand it. People are fed up of them. People just
So
want a change, even if the manager leaves today.
Rex, Rex,
Fix. Let me just land this point. I'll give you the ball.
Rex.
Let me land this point. I'll give you the ball. If the manager leaves today, right? Trust me, all of these things that a lot of people are saying, they will calm down. It's
it
just the
will
fact that
never
Eric,
calm down. We
it
say
will.
that the last time, and it never stopped because you know what? People are fickle. They will say what they feel, how they feel, and that's how we feel. And if they feel that way, Drex is cool. But we don't need to cup it. But the problem is, at some point, he's had a hold of Eldrex. And I keep saying it over and over. At some point, you had to face the music. You can't run away from it all the time. You cannot avoid the hurt all the time. You have to face it. People spend big money to go to a psychologist just to say to listen, you need to face the pain head on, get through it and work through it before else you would never overcome it. So basically, there's nothing gonna change. You could bring a new manager. Of course, the play style might improve. But what if we have a much amazing play style? Like we playing some scintillating football, but we're not scoring goals, we drawing games, we're not losing. Scintillating football, drawing games. We draw the next 15 games. 1 point, one
Mark,
point. We're gonna do sack that manager and say he's a shit coach. Bro,
Maybe,
Mark,
maybe.
rah,
Mark,
yo.
Mark,
Go ahead,
Mark
Fix.
and Rex.
Go ahead.
Please, can you remember that that night we were reviewing the Europa League draw? Can you remember that night? What team did we say that we are going to have problem, or we are going to, if we get draw there we are okay and all that?
Porto
What
and
team is that?
Fenerbahce. Porto and
Fenerbahce.
Fenerbahce.
We all said it. And I tell man, I was
Bro,
expecting to win the Porto game, the other games, but the Fenerbahce game, I tell man, bro, I feel like we could lose or draw that game. It could be a scene. Everybody said
bro,
it,
bro,
bro, but
bro.
yet,
See, for me, I see that we started the season bad, but you cannot tell me that there is no sign of improvement in this players. Actually, starting from Crystal Palace game, the result having been okay, the result that we wanted, but in terms of performance, if you remove the Tottenham game, in terms of performance, you can't tell me that all the players have been doing the shit, you know. To be honest, and coming to this Amad Diallo, I'm very very shocked and surprised. I'm very very shocked and surprised with what people are saying. All of a sudden, he's being treated unfairly and all that. This guy played match even before he went to this international break, and he came back with was this they call it fluid or illness or something like that. All of a sudden, he's being treated unfairly. What has the manager done to him? Every other person, when you are on the bench, you play and you came into the team. You know the same thing with Ganacho. So all hell broke loose when Ganacho was sitting on the bench, or the bench was meant for Ganacho and Rashford alone. I don't get it. The fans are just, in fact, all our fans now, they just gaslight each other. They just I don't know if they are making it for the views or something. You
I
know,
don't know if it's.
everybody now is
Fix,
a manager.
fix, fix.
Listen,
It's
FX,
a case of people are fed up. Fix, just
that is
understand
not,
this.
yeah,
And
but
Mark, let
Drex.
me just tell
No, no,
you,
no, no. You
because
see this thing about people
you and
fed up,
I,
bro?
you and
I
I,
hear
you
it,
and I,
Drex,
no, you
but
and I, we see the things that is happening, right? But we have United fans, and we let's be real. We have a community here that we have to like listen to everybody. Some people are tired of the fact that Eric Ten Hag is still the manager. Some people are tired of it. Some people just want
so what?
somebody. No, that
So
no, Mark. So what is their problem, right?
exactly.
So what is their problem? Because it's like I was saying on the group. You were there, and I was saying on the group today. What can fans do, right, to get, because I said something. Do we think the club is a manager away from winning the league? And somebody replied and said yes. And I said, okay, sign me up for getting this manager out, because what can fans do today that will get the manager out
Yeah, but that
tomorrow?
conversation is pointless, Drex. And I
No,
keep
because they're
telling you
not
that, bro.
nobody.
No, it's
No,
pointless.
you know
It's
what I'm saying?
pointless.
You know what I'm saying, that because
Yeah, but
everybody seems to be talking, right? But they don't want to see what's in front of them. They're
No,
letting
but
the
Trent, you
bias that
see, the whole premise of that conversation is
Bro,
pointless. This is why I was
bro,
telling you
who
to
see the
ask
game?
that question.
Rashford
Because
played
listen,
there,
right?
played
Just now,
fantastically
fix.
well.
Hold on.
Nice
You
man.
see the problem with that question, right? Right, my bro. And this is why I keep telling you, it's pointless. Okay, take off four and the chat. uh, Put us in a group. We are the fan base in our micro scale version, right? Now, we all might agree on some things, but there will be things like the type of striker, the type of winger, the type of midfielder, the type of DM, the type of centre back, the type of goalie that we might all have differences of opinions on. And somebody or some group of us will be dissatisfied,
Yeah,
right?
I don't know
Now,
my
this
work
is the
with our
fan
work
base.
now. The one who
Just
knows
no
the
fix,
rest
fix,
now.
just now.
Every game.
Fix. Just now, bro. So it's like one of those situations where you have to look at it from the perspective, bro, that some guys will always be dissatisfied or disappointed, or they will always not like something about the United team, whether it's a player, the manager, another multiple players. Reality is, bro, that we can't change much. Of course, we can speak our views, speak our opinions, and that is what it's about. Speaking your views, speaking your opinions. But it's not like if we could actually make much change. I mean, we could protest, but at the same time, we got to look at it like, okay, we've had 10 years of rubbish. Ten Hag came, he won the
Mark,
first season, was pretty
please
good.
let me know my point.
Just now, fix, just now. The second season, right, was bad. And the third season, we don't know how it going to end. We don't know if, and to be fair, it already on a better trajectory than last season because based on performances and the amount of wins and losses and draws, we are above last season. So we know we're not going to be as bad as last season. I don't get the whole meltdown situation with a lot of fans about we need to salvage the season. We've played 8 games out of 38. There's 30 games left. 4 points from top four. Four. Last week we were 6. This week we 4. Next week we might be 1. I just saying, like in 5 games, this could all change. So we should be reacting to the game and stop making the thing like about last season. Like a lot of the criticisms, we reacting to games, to the matches at hand, but we talking about, well, this reminds me of this game and that game and that game and this game because we need to boil down. And I feel like it's be getting a little bit like the same conversation over and over when I react to streams. Well, not really with you guys, but when I watch all the different reaction streams, it's like from sticking to the topic, we have to expand to all the bad performances. But if we talk about the good performances, it's not enough good performances or some good performances, and then fans might say, well, this one have lower standards or this one have higher standards and drama. But reality, guys, is we all disappointed to some extent about the performances of the team right now. No matter if you're 10 again, you're 10 out, or you're 10 out, we all disappointed because we all want to win. Some of us want to challenge for the league this season. Some of us don't think we're challenging for the league this season. Some of us will be satisfied with a FA Cup win and a decent position in the league, like fourth or fifth. Some of us will not be satisfied if we don't win a Europa League and the FA Cup and finish top four. And some will only be satisfied if we finish in top of the league. So it's a bit of all of it, guys. So you know what I mean? It's like we should argue. Of course, we should encourage each other to have different opinions because we all are different people, but we have one common goal: love United. We want to be successful. It's just weird that we making it seem like if the season like in full swing. We're not even a third of the way through the season yet. Because like I said, it's 8 games from 38. This weekend will be 9, which I would say is probably like quarter of the way through the season. Because 4 9 is what 36. So we
Mark,
still have some ways to go.
let's stick to the game. Let's stick to going to by the game yesterday, right? I feel like Achilles heel will stay exposed. The fact that we don't score goals is still a major problem, and that in itself needs to be fixed. I don't know how if like yesterday, right? I know people will argue of the fact that okay, play your best players, if you want to score goals. But we've seen all combination and permutation, and it still
The,
feels like we cannot
the
score.
problem is not playing your best players, Drex, because
No, I'm
realistically,
saying even if they say that, I can
who are
tell
the
them
best players, Drex? Who?
people have argument for who they think is best players, right? But I don't. I'm not.
Exactly.
I'm not. I'm not even going to say who's best and who's not. I'm just saying, even at that, saying play the best players, play this. We've seen all different combinations that this manager have used, right?
We haven't.
I believe we have, bro.
No, we haven't.
We've played Ahmad
I mean, Lenny
at
Yoro
right wing.
never played in the play yet.
Who's that? Who?
Lenny Yoro haven't played yet.
Okay, leave Lenny Euro out of it. So
You
far,
can't leave Lenny Yoro out of it, bro. He
no.
more
So far,
important to
I'm
the
saying
team than
so far.
Ahmad.
Yes, so far. Okay, let me restrict. So far, we've seen what people have been calling for players to get put on the pitch, and we've seen all the combinations for those players that they've been calling, right? And still yet, it's still the same outcome. One, we find it hard to score goals, right? So we need rather than fight ourselves of the manager in, manager out, whatever. We need to talk about how do we get these goals, bro? Because
Patience.
Stephanie asked the question, of the 3 Europa League games we've played, which do we say is the disappointing one, right? And she said FC20, right? For me, it wasn't
Me,
the FC20.
just
It,
it's
it was the
FC20.
FC
No,
Porto game for me, because we had 2 goals already in that game. Early in that game, we had
It
two
was
goals.
20.
Okay, for you, for me, it was the FC Porto, because you don't score 3 goals and don't win a game,
Yeah.
bro. You don't score 3 goals away from home and don't win that game. So Alex Ferguson, I know they will say, but you
Bro,
don't score 3 goals away from home and don't win that game, bro. What are we
you know how
talking
much
about here?
times Alex Ferguson do that, bro?
No, but you don't score 3 goals. I'm just saying you don't score 3 goals. So for
It
me, when she
was it
asked that
was
question,
20. It was 20. We're supposed to be dispatching them at Old
for
Trafford.
you, for you, it
Bro,
is
bro.
20. But for
For
me, I'm
everyone
telling
is
you,
a
it's
different
Porto.
game because I agree with Drex. The Porto game for me was the game that I was most disappointed with out of the 3 games we played so far. We was
But
leading
we
2
were
nil.
expecting,
How do you
we
lose?
were
How do
expecting
you
that we are going
lose
to get
2
to
nil, bro? Like, how do
Fix,
you
I
lose
know
from
we're
being 2
expecting
nil
to
up,
draw
bro?
that game, but we enter that
And you
game
know,
with the
but you
two
see, the
goals at
funny thing is, we will argue all and all. But the basic thing is that, okay, and I go and say it simply. This is how I look at football, bro. The manager do all what he had to do. Now the players had to come up. The players' performances, bro, had to gain consistency. They themselves had to work harder in games, outer games. They have to play better. They have to be more focused. They have to work on themselves. Because, bro, like, we could sit there and argue and argue and argue about this one and that one and the difference on players and why we not scoring goals. But we already know why. The simple reality is that we have to be patient in this one situation, bro. We have a young attack. No matter which permeation of the attackers line up in attack, we have a young attack, bro. And some of them might make a bad decision. Look at Lindelof. He get hooked off after making the mistake, which means the manager probably told him, clear the ball. Don't let the ball drop in the danger zone. Clear it. And he didn't do it because in that moment he thought to himself, maybe I don't need to head the ball. And then we
but he's
conceded.
been doing this. He's been doing this since he's been at Man United. This ain't the first time.
yeah full time, bro.
Mourinho
Exactly.
Mourinho
So,
knows Lindelof because he bought him. He
exactly.
knows how many games this guy has lost for Mourinho through that long ball in the air where he's just looking at the ball. He's either allowing the ball to bounce or he's letting the attackers come onto the ball. He does it all the time. He's known for doing this.
And
He's
I could
known.
tell man them for sure without even asking. I know Ten Hag tell he before the game, brother, don't let a ball drop over your shoulder. I'm telling you. I'm not even asking it. But what I'm trying to tell man them is that on one match, there's no need to talk about all the unnecessary permutations of the players that we've seen because that's not solving anything. This is not a maths equation, right? One. Men them is how to remember it's not a computer program. It's not a video game. You know what I mean?
Mark, when is the preview, please?
The preview is at 7:45 UK. I'll be able to do the preview. Because I'll have the manager press conference loaded up and everything for that preview. You'll be back for that? Fix. Yeah,
I
man.
heard you.
All right, cool. Big
Yeah,
up. Bali, you have time for
I heard
that
you.
too, bro?
I might do. We'll see because I'm supposed to do something, but if I don't, I'll be available.
Well, that stuff you had to do your time later on or something?
I can do it. Still, what time are you saying?
I was thinking like 7:45. If you want, I could like give your reaction first and you could dip and come back or something if you want to.
All right, yeah, no problem.
All right, cool. But Drex, give them your opinion now, bro, because I gave these guys my full opinion on the game. You know, I still patient to see things develop. I think things have much time. I'm not going to stress myself to see about the permeations of the players and things because, bro, at the end of the day, I just feel like we have a decent squad, and if the levels lift and they get a little bit more consistency in game time, a little bit more match fitness here or there, one or two players step up, I think we could definitely improve. I think the manager tactics, you're seeing a little bit more of it going forward. You're seeing more patterns of play, a more solid, compact defensive unit. And the reality is, I feel just like we could only be patient with this squad going forward, especially the attackers. So that's just my view for today on that match. Because otherwise, I don't know. Drex, you there?
Drex is not there.
Drex say he
To be
busy.
honest,
Yeah, I'm
with
here. I'm
Yeah,
you,
he
back.
there, he there. Fix.
to be
Give
honest,
a bit quick and
mm,
then Drex will close off the show now, bro.
to be honest with you, I just think that Xerxes is just still adapting to life in the United's squad, and I understand why the manager keeps Hoyland on the bench. You know, even Casemiro, people were saying he should have played his three midfield. He got the but Casemiro is injured. You know, he's just trying to manage the guy. And I think that our greatest undoing in that game is Johnny Evans. It's funny, but that's for me. I look at it is the fact. If John Evans was fit, there is no way Lindelof is going to come in close to that
Bro.
game.
If Johnny Evans
And
was fit, we win the game for sure. But I
and
mean,
and and, and the manager still thinks that still wants this guy to maintain that left back position. You know, Martinez to give us a balance in that place. So that's what I think. We can move on from it. For me, to be honest with you, Mark, I think that our fans overreact too many times this season. To be honest with you, the variation that brings us to what Dress says, as so many people are fed up with as in they are tired, they just want the manager to go. Thank you, bro.
probably. And I mean, there's the thing, Fix. If they won that, Ineos will do it when Ineos will do it because at the end of the day, we finally get a structure that we asked for. We asked this for a decade, bro. We asked for footballing people for years. We finally get it. Let them do the job, bro. Relax. At least that's me, bro, because I'm not trying to send my blood pressure through the roof. Drex, what you saying?
Bro, first of all, I'm going to comment on this Ramik Buji's comment. 48% possession again. 48% to 52. Don't make it sound like it's one landslide, bro. 48% ball possession to
Nah,
52.
actually, Ramek is
Yes.
a positive fan, to be fair. I
No,
have to
I'm
say.
just saying it's when I mean I don't I see. Let's just keep it. Let's call a spade, right? We did not lose that game because Mazraoui played. This is my roundup. We did not lose that game because Mazraoui played in the number 10 position, right? You could argue
Mm-hmm.
that maybe we could have won it. Good, that's an
True.
argument for another day. We did not lose. We lost. We drew that game because our weakness was exploited, which the players should have known. I believe the manager, like you said, the manager will have talked to them in the dressing room and said, "Yo, guys, we were lucky. Onana made two great save from the same thing. Keep it tight. Shut that out. Cut that out." This I play a five aside, fall and spring and whatever. Our side coach that is not even a known coach, whoever we pick as a coach tells you, I can see the problem here, guys, cut it out. You're not running, you better run. So there's no way in the world that I would think Eric Ten Hag would just go into the second half and just come and say do the same thing. No, 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 no. And you know what?
100%,
You know
bro.
why I know he didn't just say that? Because the minute that goal was scored, man did not waste much time before he made a quick tactical move by taking Lindelof off and I saw it. Lindelof off, Martinez to the left center back. 2-3 crosses came the same way, and Martinez was putting a stop to them. So for me, that game was a draw. It was one of those games we actually talked about and said, okay, if we get a win there, it's a huge bonus, right? We didn't get the win. We did not lose the game. I don't think we played superbly well. We just played to maybe we just we a draw is a draw. It is what it is. Move on. But the problem I'm still going to nail down is from last season and spilling into this season, like goals. And like Mark has said, maybe I just need to be patient. We have a young attack. That's it.
Bro. Can't have 420, 21 men under 22, bro, in attack and
Mark,
expect to get
Mark,
consistency. Swear.
Mark,
Yo.
Mark. I just want to say this one. I feel like I don't know what people want us to be hearing anymore, because you see Ogate yesterday, he was very good in that game, to be honest with you. But people were just shouting, the manager is not going to play Ogate. Ogate, he's not the one that bought Ogate and all that. You know, the manager is the manager. And I don't think that he's not playing anybody is because he hates the person or he doesn't know what he's doing. You know, yesterday people were making a kind of comments, he's not going to play and all that. But see, he started the match, and I don't know, he's like he finishes the match as well, and he played fantastic. The manager just told us this guy is not up to speed. This guy is not up to. And you by the sideline, you are saying no, the manager is lying. He doesn't want to play that person. He doesn't want to. Man, leave the manager to do his job. You know. Thank
I
you.
mean, you know, Bailey, any last words, bro?
Obviously, I came in kind of hot when I first started. I was ranting. But it's only because I keep on hearing a lot of nonsense. Like people pick and choose when they want to be fair on certain situations. So yes, I can agree. If certain players are not playing well, i.e. Rashford or someone along them lines, if they're not playing well, rightly so, they should be out the team. But if if they have shown us week in, week out, that we can rely on them to a certain extent, that they are actually scoring goals and they're actually assisting, and some of the crosses that they're playing in should have been scored by other attackers, then why are we trying to give opportunities to people who haven't really done anything apart from a few good touches here or there, a few good dribbles here or there? Because everyone else, like Garnacho is dribbling, Rashford is dribbling, everyone's dribbling. So the dribbling is not the problem. The problem is the goal scoring and the assisting. That is the problem in our team. And the defense has improved, although we have defensive injuries now that are now starting to hinder the team. We still haven't sorted out our left back situation. So we've got a makeshift left back, and Lenny Yoro is still injured. Yeah. So the way I look at it is the team is still a work in progress. They still want to revamp the whole midfield because the midfield hasn't got the appropriate legs to play Ten Hag's system. They haven't got the appropriate legs, the midfield. We're still relying on Casemiro. Not saying he's a bad player. He's still a top player. But for Ten Hag's system, he might not be an optimal player. The same thing with Ericsson. He's still a top player, but he might not be optimal for the system. Yeah, we need players that have the energy for the 90 minutes. Because I've noticed that when we do play well, we only play well for 45 minutes. We can't play well for 90 minutes. And it is due to the fact that the team don't have the legs to sustain the to sustain Ten Hag's football for 90 minutes. So over a period of time, we are relying on some youngsters or a lot of youngsters, especially in attack, and they will be inconsistent. So to that extent, we have to give them the grace and give them the patience. But just because your favorite player is being inconsistent, we can't now turn around and say, oh, it's the manager. And I just like a special honourable shout for all these people who wanted to see a match with no Bruno. Okay, cool. He hasn't played. Yeah. But did we look better without him? I don't think, me personally, I thought the first half was decent, but I didn't think we played well, if that makes any sense. So, so I didn't think the football was as good as
Bruno,
let's say
Bruno,
the second half in our last Premier League game. The second half in our last Premier League game, that was domination. That was domination. We was all over them. The way we had the ball, the way we was taking the ball back off them when they won the ball, and then restarting the attack. Now that was domination. Now we didn't have that in the first half against Fenerbahce. We lacked that level of control and consistency. Bruno wasn't available for that game, and I'm not saying that Bruno would have made a huge difference to what maybe he would have actually. Tell a lie, maybe he would have, but he didn't play, so no one could say, "Ah, Bruno didn't do this and that," and he was doing blah blah blah. And I just think in our fan base we like to blame the players that have the capabilities of being consistent and then uplift players that are inconsistent and then try and make it seem like they're the saviors of the team when really and truly they're just not yet. They're not yet. But as I say, we're just a team in built we're just a work in progress as a team, and just on a logical one, the players that we do have, right? All our best players. If you now take this winger and that striker and this midfielder and that defensive midfielder and that centre back and that goalkeeper, you have to think, would they get into Man City? Would they get into Liverpool? Would they get into Arsenal and start? Would they bench their current crop of talent? 9 to 8 times out of 10, they probably wouldn't, if we're gonna be totally real. So the idea that this manager is he should be getting this out of the players and that out of the players, it's all a fallacy, mate. It's really a fallacy. This is a false narrative that's being painted. He has probably got the youngest strike force in the league of any of these top six clubs. So really and truly, just kick back, relax, let the manager work out the kinks in this team and let him cook. Because I promise you, by the time these guys are at that level where they should be consistent, teams won't be able to live with us because the manager has got them on lock. So just be patient, people.
Big up for that, my brother. Big up, big up. I can't really disagree too much there. To be fair, bro, I looking at it from a perspective of I think United have a good chance to get to where they want to be at the end of the season. I know a lot of people don't want to have that say, but for real, I feel like United will remerge to the back end of the season in a situation where we'll be performing very well. Who knows? We might even be in the top five. We might even be in the semi-finals of the Europa League at the end of the season. We might even be in the semi-finals or in the finals of the FA Cup. But what I could say is that to have 30 games left in the season, the manager have time, the team has time. The only time we actually need to panic is when that number hit 19 games played. Because then we only have 19 games left. You feel my guys? So big up to all of you for joining us. We'll be back for the match preview live as we get ready to face West Ham away on Sunday, guys. Match of the day, in my honest opinion. Big up to all of you. I know it's been a stressful time, stressful situation. Man United has not been doing well, but we are definitely improving little by little, very, very little. Poor substitutions, I would say. I didn't like one of the substitutions. I thought an Anthony came on, he might have done something and then he got injured, so that can't really blame that on the player or the manager. But yeah, bro, like I wasn't too happy with the performance. I was disappointed after the result. I felt like Lindelof should have listened to Ten Hag, head the ball away, do what all the other defenders was doing. Don't let the ball drop over your shoulder. But shit happens. Big up to you, Rich. If you have time, bro, I'll send you the link for 7:45 UK match preview. We will be back. If you have time, jump in, my brother. Big up to Jack Reacher. Big up to my brother Irfan coming in. Glory, glory, Manchester United. Manchester is red. Big up to Jack Reacher as well. Alex Adu, Ramek Buji. Big up to Stephanie Griffith as always. Big up to Alex Adu. Big up to everyone. Jim Watkins. Big up to you, my brother Manu Tata in the building. Luman. Big up to you, Kenny Fan TV, Admiral Drex with the feature. Big up to him. Don't forget to check out D Up Sports. Possible outcomes tonight will be amazing. Check it out. Don't be late. Big up to you guys. And big up to Bali Tech in the building. And big up to my brother Fix. They will be back again tonight. We will be here with a match preview. Big up to Will Man United and Embo TV for joining the stream. I think it's for the third time. Yeah, but big up to you, my brother. Hope you have a good one. Guys, we'll be back later on. Stay tuned for more. Don't forget to keep smashing the likes and sharing it around as we're on the road to 2K, but we aiming for 10K. My birthday is in December, guys. Help me. It's Christmas. It's the time for giving and celebrating. Big up to you guys, and I also promise you now, Man United is going to be where you want them to be come Christmas. It's going to be my gift to you guys. Big up. Have a good evening, guys. See you later.